What's up, weeb? So recently across a couple of social medias, there's a small debate going on about what, the best starter anime is for a lot of people. And I see a lot of people putting like Death Note, Attack on Titan, and things similar to that, which I understand. Yeah, you're probably putting some of your favorite animes, you're probably putting some really popular animes up there. But I feel like if you're going to convert a live action viewer to the anime world, I feel like you have to play to their likings a little bit, and I kind of wanted to talk about that today. So I wanted to talk about a couple starter animes. Maybe if you have a person that is looking to get into it but they don't know where to start, they don't know what to dive into, and if we just take a couple of their already interested series, we can probably get an area to start them, right? Starting the list, these are gonna be for the fantasy lovers. These are the people who are, binge watching Game of Thrones, diving deep into Lord of the Rings. These kind of people, if they really enjoy these shows and movies, these are the kind of things you're probably going to show them. Now, the first one isn't so much as a fantasy title for them. It's more kind of that era that these shows take place in, and I'm going to say Vinland Saga. I think Vinland Saga is an excellent start for someone who is into this kind of fantasy, like sword and shield style show. Now, obviously, season 1 all about the fighting, all about the revenge, so that's really going to capture that. Small spoilers for season 2. Be warned, I'll give you 2 seconds. 1 and 2. Season 2 being all about the reconstruction of Thorfinn as a person is an excellent move from the hyper violence that is the first season, and I think it's a really good storytelling tool for someone who wants to watch something a little less, a little less out there than say something. I don't want to say Death Note is super out there, but something that isn't immediately like anime style with gods of death and like crazy superpowers. Like, while these Vikings are like insane, right, it's still at least just attributed to their pure strength instead of some power system, because power systems are going to be tough for a lot of these people. I'm going to be honest. If you immediately put somebody in and they start talking about chakra, they start talking about nen, it's gonna be weird. But I think Vinland Saga is a good start. The same thing with this next one. This one is actually going to go towards more of the Lord of the Rings route with Ranking of Kings. I think Ranking of Kings is a very good one for this fantasy genre as well. Nothing too crazy in terms of power systems. It's really just another type of magic system. Really works with more monsters and demons, really, which I think if you're on the Lord of the Rings side of this demographic is really gonna appeal to you and kind of catch your eye. And it has maybe the toughest art style to convince somebody with, I will say. While I do like it a lot, I will admit it is a little bit on the cartoonish side. I think once you get over that hurdle of not considering this super childlike, you will understand that this is such a good show. I think if you give Ranking Kings even 3 to 4 episodes, which is going to be 2 Game of Thrones episodes, you will be, I think that's all you need to get the hook, because I think by then that's when most of the story is presented but not yet super developed. So it would be an excellent anime for that. I think number 3, I'm going to put, I think I have 3 to 4 for each of these categories. I'm only going to do 2 today, but number 3 of these are for the hyper violent action lovers. I'm putting 97 Berserk up there. I'm putting 97 Berserk on there because it is the golden age arc of the series, arguably one of the best arcs in manga history. Just a start to finish growth of a single character to a group of characters to an antagonist to the creation of an antagonist. It's amazing. It's all, I don't even know, I think it might be on Crunchyroll. I don't even know where they keep 97 Berserk anymore. Last time I watched it was on YouTube. The whole thing was there, but just an excellent series. Like, let's be honest. 97 Berserk is the 90s Chicago Bulls with how goated this 90s anime is. Like, for me, I think if we're talking about 90s anime, let's be real. It's like DBZ, Yu Yu Hakusho, Berserk. Those are so up there as these goated golden age era of older animes. And if you are in any form interested in the fantasy genre and jumping into anime, this is a really good one to jump into. And I think if we're gonna, for the final one of this fantasy list, this one is a maybe, and I'm only saying maybe just because of the length. I think this is like a 300-ish, maybe even more. Like, I want to be at least a little right when I say it. So let me make sure, but we're gonna be talking about Kingdom. Kingdom is kind of in line more with, oh, it's only 129. I'm so lying, dude. So, you know, I'm gonna stay with the maybe, because even telling someone to watch 129 episodes is a lot. I'm not talking to the Grey's Anatomy enjoyers here. I'm talking to Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. I know Lord of the Rings is long, but I think if you translate it into episodes, like, it's maybe 5 to 6 episodes each movie, and there's only 3 of them. So do some mental math there. You're barely hitting like a single season. But Kingdom is okay, let's be honest. All right, time a little bit honesty time. This is my far off pick. This is my far off pick because I haven't even dove into Kingdom yet, but I've heard nothing but good things, and it's a fantasy setting. It has some historical reference to it, but it is more of like a conquest war type anime slash manga, and it even not seeing it, it's caught my eye. I do need to jump into it at some point, but I think that is a good one you can show somebody. Seeing now, if they do get caught early, 130 episodes, it'll probably fly by. But if you want to recommend them something shorter, go look at those previous 3 picks, and I will leave you with those fantasy ones. We're gonna move on to the kind of drama, I guess, drama slash mafia, gang affiliated TV shows. So this is for somebody into those kind of shows like Breaking Bad and Sopranos. And the first one on the list I'm gonna give you is 91 Days. This is just a like revenge story that's tied to the mafia back in the Prohibition era, so it's like the 1920s. Kind of a little bit, I need you to have a little bit of suspended disbelief in this one, because while it does take place in the 20s with the mafia, so there are, you know, gunfights and fistfights, these guys are jacked, they're roided, and like doing insane stunts. So it's the mix of that like American setting with like absolute kung fu moves, because these guys are doing spin kicks, flips, dodging bullets. That's the only part I need you to keep some faith in, because it's sometimes you look at this and you remember that there's actually no superpowers in the show, and it's a little wild. It can get a little wild for somebody, but 91 Days is a good one. I believe that one's in the 20-ish episodes, but I do recommend 91 Days along with this next one. Banana Fish is going to be my second pick. This is a mover. This is another one for some reason I just realized, taking place in America. I know there's a little bit that takes place in Japan to introduce the main character, but a majority of it takes place in New York, and it is another kind of like mafioso type series where they are trying to figure out some mysterious drug hitting the streets that is kind of just terrorizing them, to be honest. A little love story, little action packed, a lot of emotions at the end, I will say. With, I think this is a less than 25 episode series, so, and the whole thing is one season, so it's start to finish really good. And if you're gonna give them a single anime to watch and they're gonna say, you know, I'm just gonna try one and that's it, give them this one, because it's a full story, it's fully completed in the episodes it has, and I think it will be like a quick enjoyment for them. If they just wanted to, you know, one-off try something, give them 91 Days as well, because they can pick, I guess from that point, they're just picking the time period they want to watch, because they're both completed stories that are under 25 episodes. I think 91 Days is under 25 episodes. Please do not quote me. And then the last one I have for that kind of dramatic thing like that is Psycho Pass. Psycho Pass is definitely fits in the Breaking Bad / Sopranos type drama series, but it also is, oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of the movie. I think the movie is called Minority Report. So while I'm here recommending anime, I will say I am really bad at watching movies, but I believe it's Minority Report, where they have these group of people that can predict crimes, and so they kind of chase after quote unquote criminals before they commit these crimes. Psycho Pass is the absolute same deal, and so there's a lot of drama and suspense and kind of this ambiguity of justice during the entire series, and it's a very good watch. So these are just, you know, like a couple ones I recommend to them, because getting people into anime can be a little difficult. I understand that a lot of people who don't jump into anime have this, you know, preconceived notion of, you know, it just being a cartoon, but you got to ease them in. You got to show them something that, like, you have a person who's only watching sports, show them some sports anime. It's just like that. We don't have to immediately throw them in to, you know, the absolute chaos that's Attack on Titan, the murder mystery that is Death Note. Maybe they don't like seeing all these power systems or crazy monsters like that, so show them something that is a little more in their genre, in their space. And let me know if you want me to do a part 2 of these. I had another list for those like true crime / detective style animes, but I could do more, and we can definitely talk more about these. But let me know if you want a part 2. Let me know some other animes you could probably recommend with these kind of genres for people, and I will catch you guys later.